moving all the time. No excuses and no blame. I'm stepping up my game. I'm a groove student, yes I am. With Groove, I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me to bust loose and break free. I'm dancing to my dreams, bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groove-alicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am.
Hello, Groove. David Lemon here for today's session of the Q&A Live. This is number 19. I'm super excited to be here. Hopefully you are as well. We have quite a few good questions that we are going to be answering today, but we are also going to be just talking about what's the story with Groove and what are the things that are being worked on in Groove. So I actually decided that because everybody wants to know. It is interesting for everybody to know what's happening in Groove. So I'm going to be doing on every Q&A at the start. I'm going to take 15, 20 minutes to kind of go over everything to kind of talk about what's happening in Groove. In terms of the software side of things, there's a lot of things that are done on marketing side of things, but that's just not important. In case there's something that is kind of super important to mention, I'm going to be talking about that. But in terms of software, I can give you quite a lot of interesting updates almost every week. And just my microphone is not on. Hold on. Let's see. I believe should be good now. Sorry about that. Please let me know if you can hear me right now. Okay, cool. Let me show you what this was. So I'm in the process of setting up something cool, something new for the courses. By the way, I started recording the courses that I promised I will. Let me show you. So this is going to be my new setup for the courses. You may have seen just a sneak peek. I put up some lights. I put up a new camera. I do kind of a new setup that I will be using. So you can see also part of my studio. But yeah, let me just bring it back. I like to show off. So I put a couple of lights. As you can see, there's a groove light, there's a cactus light, there's a flamingo light, there's a palm tree, and there's kind of a flash or kind of a lightning sign. So this is my office. It's quite big, quite large. I have a wall that I can write on. I have a green wall behind me. I have a black wall, and all of these are kind of walls where I can scribble and I can write. But I have this webcam that I can talk to and be with you guys. All right. Courses are not done yet. I'm working on them. Today I recorded 2 modules of the first course. Will be out, and I'm going to, of course, talk about that. But let's start from the beginning. What I was saying, that every week on the Q&A, I'm going to take 15-20 minutes to talk about updates of Groove, what's happening in Groove, and the softwares. If there's something from the marketing side of things, I'm going to mention that one as well, but mainly software, because that's what I'm working on normally. So I wanted to just say that just before I started, I actually started doing a presentation that I can just, we could also use this in the timestamps for these Q&As. Let me just very quickly show you. If I bring this over. So I'm going to put in a small little presentation where I can put on the screen what we are working on, and then in the timestamps, it's going to be nicely visible. I'm going to go over that today as well. I didn't manage to add on the last one, which is Groove Mail, but I'm going to go and do that as I'm talking about it. But all right, so there's a lot of stuff that is happening in Groove, and I think it's worth mentioning it every week. Everybody's interested in that, and I think this is going to be the Q&As are going to be more watched if I do this. So starting with the first thing on here, let me just actually increase the font. I'm going to be doing this much prettier in the next sessions. At this moment, I just came up with this a couple of minutes before starting. So GroovePages has a couple of things that we are working on, and I'm going to also give you a sneak peek. Let me move to the other side. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what is happening. But what we are working on is GroovePages 2.0. So we are working on the new version of the new improved version of the page builder. So it's not we're not getting rid of what we had previously, we're just building on top of that. We have added a couple of new interesting features like global blocks. I'm going to give you a kind of a sneak peek of where that is going to be. Saving of elements is coming. So basically, you're designing your site, you'll be able to click, okay, I like this button that I created, I'm going to save it so I can reuse it later on in other pages as well, or other sites as well. So that's coming. Elements library is going to get improved. We are putting in some new ways of doing screenshots, a little bit of sorting improvements for when you have your own saved elements, when we have our own designed elements, and we offer our kind of a blank elements without any kind of design. So that's all going to be nicely sorted, as that's what we are working on right now. We are also working on improved share options for the pages, sites, and funnels. This has been started and redone 3 times completely because of the changes that we did in the system. We were hoping to kind of release that last year already, but we had to do certain backend changes and server related changes, and then we had to completely start over. Then we had to start over now with our database migration, which happened a couple of months ago, and now we're doing a completely new version because we had a new idea on how to do that to become more powerful. So yeah, that's being worked on. I'm pretty confident that it's not going to be released all of those ideas that we had at the same time with the share options, but we will in future have something where you can email your share links, or you'll be able to share it on social media, maybe even create just kind of a coupon code type of thing, like a Q52345, a little snippet number where you can come into Groove and just add it in there, and then make the pages appear or the site appear inside Groove. We'll also be adding on more sales typey pages in between, like what ClickFunnels has. For example, when you click on somebody's share link, you get on a nice branded marketing page where you can where you have a video explaining how to import it. You can also see the preview of the couple of pages that are in there. So we'll get there, most probably not immediately with the first release, but that's the plan. And QR codes, that is something that you may not think that we need, but with a release of physical postal mail into GrooveMail, I'm going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. QR codes are becoming even more relevant now that we have digital and physical worlds kind of combined with this functionality in GrooveMail. QR codes will also be added to import templates because, for example, you send out a postal mail, you send out a letter to somebody, to a local business saying, "Hi, we're a website design agency. We created a template for you specifically for your business. If you want to start using it, just take a kind of just scan this QR code and we'll import the designed website into your account." That's it. So you can get an affiliate sign up directly through that QR code, and it opens up a lot of options for you guys. And then adding blocks on Canvas, like when you want to add blocks currently in the new version that I showcased and I gave you a sneak peek last week, we only have at the bottom a plus sign, so you can add a block below. But we will do a plus on the top and the bottom of the block so that you can add content above and below as well. That's being worked on as right now. So let me just give you a very quick sneak peek of the recent changes. So this was a video that our developers recorded for us. So I'm going to just mute it and kind of explain what's happening. So this is the new layout. This is a button that we are adding in for global blocks here on the side. Not sure if you can see, but here on the side we have a block over here, and we have a clipboard. This clipboard is going to most probably move as per our latest feedback. Mike and I suggested some things to be changed. The clipboard is a blocks clipboard. It's kind of a copy pasting of blocks so that you save it, but it's only temporarily saved inside the blocks library. So it's most probably going to be merged with the normal blocks library, and that's what the team is working on right now. It will probably be not coming immediately when the 2.0 version is released, but soon after, a week after, we will probably release the clipboard within the new blocks library. All right, so let's just go over and see some of these changes, maybe even put it on faster. There's a couple of changes that we are going to see. So this is the clipboard, and then there's the global blocks. So we also have, so now the dev clicked here on a countdown timer, and there is a star button for the countdown timer. This is the saving of elements. So you'll be able to save your elements, give it a name, and put it in an elements library. So you can see, you can put it in the buttons or countdowns and things like that. You can also create new sections. So we name it countdown, we put it in a button section, and then this is how it looks like right now. What we are going to be doing is an improvement on this one, and this is what I mentioned, that we are going to have this, like the devs are working on the sorting option of the element library. We are going to be putting in categories so that you have your saved elements much quicker accessible for yourself, and also some of these elements that are pre-designed are going to show on here as well. So that's being worked on right now. We have this global blocks. This is being tested. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So global blocks. This is almost identical to the pop-ups. How you go and create the pop-ups. It's kind of a isolated builder. You're not going to see all of the content of your website, but you're going to just kind of drag a block on there and then kind of design it, and then you'll be able to reuse that on the pages. When you go back to the global blocks panel over here, any change that you do on your block is going to just automatically adjust for all of the pages where you have that block on there. So it's literally like a pop-up. You see, it's not going to only be for headers or footers, but for any block, literally for pricing blocks, for all sorts of different things. All right. So here the dev is showing the clipboard functionality. When you go and select the block, you'll have a clipboard icon in this navigation over here. And this clipboard at this moment is currently showing in this clipboard library, but we are going to be managing it so that it opens together with the global blocks library. All right, so that's an update on that one. So he mentioned that we are doing some more improvements on this element library, and that is the latest news that I got from the developers in terms of that one. So yeah, you saw a sneak peek how it's going to work. We are very close to this one. This is now being developed. Once this is done, is going on the test account, so that we can test it, we can play with it, we can see if it breaks anything or not, and then we are going to be releasing it to you guys. So that's the update in GroovePages. Hopefully you like it. Let's see, GrooveSell. There is a couple of things happening in GrooveSell. We have done the integration with Mollie.com. This is currently being tested. So Mollie.com is a payment gateway for Europe. It's one of the most popular ones. A lot of people from Netherlands, from Germany, from I saw Ireland, I think the Belgium as well, were requesting this on the feedback portal, and we are now adding it in. Or actually, it was developed. Now it is in the testing phases. So Mollie is coming. We are currently working also on the affiliate email notifications. We started the development of email notifications towards your users, or in this case, first we are tackling the affiliates. So whenever you have somebody sign up for your affiliate program, when they get an affiliate or any kind of communication that is sent by the system right now, you'll be able to go in and then change the wording, change the logo, change the emails, change the sender, and things like that. So that's being worked on right now. First, we are tackling the affiliate email notifications, then we are going to be tackling the buyer notifications, and then moving on to all of the other system notifications. Like, for example, GrooveMember member sign up. What do they get? Or when they upgrade it to another tier or another access level, there's all of that is handled by the system. You cannot really change it or send it from your own emails, but that's now being developed with this functionality. Also, we are working on a Paystack payment gateway. This is for South Africa. This is now being developed. It is a payment gateway that uses tokens. I explained last week what this means. And they have actually quite a lot of other options, like bank transfers, things like that. So we are looking into how to include that, if possible, into our ecosystem. So Paystack, the basic integration is done, but we're looking into how we can do the rest of the things that they offer inside their integrations. So that's currently it for the kind of a brief overview of GrooveSell. Let's move on. GrooveMember, we are working on the global course library, and this is now being tested. It is, I believe it has been pushed on the test servers. I do not have access to this last release, but we'll have more information in a couple of days when the team has tested it properly. We're also working on an option to change the favicon and also the page title settings. So this is kind of a SEO related, but it also makes things prettier for the end user, the viewer or the member that you have in your membership. Currently, inside over here in the tab, as it says untitled presentation, in your membership it says GrooveMember, which is not the best thing for any kind of branding. So we're changing these page title settings. It's going to change this GrooveMember. GrooveMember is going to bring in your own membership or course name inside the page title. development of members and content importer. So we are working on member and content importer. This is something that is going to import the members and the content from version 1 to the new version of GrooveMember. But we are also looking into adding like a members importer like from other platforms as well, meaning that you'll be able to take this importer and import maybe a CSV file or a list of your members from maybe a previous platform that you were using. And we have minor fixes. We actually released a couple of fixes that were recently reported in our feedback portal. So one of the fixes that went live yesterday was for the subdomains. When you were putting in a subdomain for your membership, then it wasn't saving it properly inside the settings. It's super minor. It has been reported only once, but it is a fix that we did. So that's it for GrooveMember. Very briefly, GrooveVideo, GrooveWebinar, we are working on a couple of bigger functionalities, so there's not much extra happening on there. We are doing some minor fixes, like we have fixed an issue with sorting of videos. There was a small issue that it didn't, when you clicked to sort your videos in a certain order, it didn't always take that like when you clicked on it, it didn't actually do it. So now we did that. There were other couple of minor fixes that is not worth mentioning. Multiple receivers of questions. This is a functionality in GrooveWebinar when you are actually holding a webinar and people are asking questions, not the chat box, but there is another box for questions. So since this is an automated webinar, you're not always going to be there. So each question is going to be sent to an email, and that's a functionality that we already have. Now what we're doing is an option for you to put in multiple receivers of those emails. Like for example, if you have a VA that is handling the moderation of your webinar, then you'll be able to put their email, but also yourself, so that you're also involved in answering the questions and things like that. So that multiple receivers of questions, that's what we're working on in webinar. Setup of a new streaming and storage setup. There's basically some server related stuff that I don't fully understand. This is important for us to be able to grow and scale our hosting services, and this is not tightly, but this is related to the future of GrooveWebinar, where we are doing live streaming for webinars, and also not live stream, but live webinars and live streaming. This is related to that one. So how we are serving the videos. All right. So this is an uncool functionality but it's useful. And development of the new integrations tab in videos. Similarly to what we developed in GrooveWebinar, you may have seen when you're creating a webinar, you can connect it to external services like integrations with MailChimp or ActiveCampaign and things like that. That's already working in webinars. Let me see, what account am I on? All right, this is the account I want. That's the GrooveWebinar. Let me just very quickly show you. All right, so inside the integrations, we have all of these options. So you can connect anybody that signs up on your webinar, you can connect them to GrooveMail, you can put them onto different lists, you can add them add tags to the contacts, you can immediately trigger different sequences. For the people that registered, attended, didn't attend, completed, watched replay, and things like that. So now this is also going to come into GrooveVideo. So you can add them to GrooveMail, you can add them to GrooveMember, you can trigger integration, like for example, Zapier or Aweber or Perkzilla or something like that. So you'll be able to trigger these different things. And also webhooks are coming. So you'll be able to put in webhooks to trigger a certain action when somebody signs up through the GrooveVideo form. So that's now being worked on. Let's move back. Yeah, so approximately sometime next week, towards the end of next week, we should have this one on the test server. So I'm going to be able to show it to you in 2 weeks time. All right, GrooveKart is working on the Visual Builder fixes improvements. We have had our designer Damien go in and develop templates for it. You may have seen his announcement yesterday in the group as well. He posted about the template. Let's see, GrooveKart. Yeah, so Facebook is having some issues where they don't show up the posts. So let me just see if I can find Damien. Yeah, the Facebook is not working properly. So let's just see if I can find it here inside the images. Here we go. So this is a template that was developed by Damien. He is the designer that is working on GrooveKart. And while he is developing these templates, he is also testing and writing his feedback on how to improve the version 2 builder that is available currently only to him. And these are the improvements and fixes that we kind of prioritize: what can go live, what cannot go live, what needs to be fixed before it goes live, and things like that. And now the team is working on the feedback. As said, we develop new templates, and we are also working on integration with Icon Ecom. I'm not sure if this is 2M or 1, but Icon Ecom is one of the suppliers that is going to allow personalized goods so that you can sell on your stores. The latest update on Icon Ecom was from Frank that their team was working on improvements of their backend. So now they are ready to integrate, and we are working on this integration now. All right. GrooveBlog, we are working on some minor fixes. These fixes will be related to some of the stuff that was reported on the feedback portal. We're also working on some SEO improvements. Like, for example, we are adding in a language tag that is searched by the search engines to understand what language the blog was written in, so that your SEO scores can go up. It's not a super important thing to have, but some users reported that they are getting worse scores because the language tag is not appearing on the blogs. So that's being improved, and we are also adding in a couple extra features for SEO to just improve it a bit. All right, the last thing that I didn't write out is the Groove Mail. So we're continuing to work on the postal mail integration. Just some minor fixes. We have now integration, but there are some UI changes here and there that we need to do. We're working on the email builder. So the rich email builder, I've seen a couple of questions inside the Facebook group asking if we will have a rich email builder, and yes, we are. We are basically doing some final stages of development on the email builder. The current thing that we are working on is the templates, saving your emails as templates, and when to offer the saving of templates. Like if you save the template and you go in to modify it, should that be saved as a new template, or should that be overridden, and things like that. So minor tweaks in terms of the templates for the email builder. So that's what we're working on right now. And I do not know the next task, what it's going to be, but I'm pretty confident that we are somewhere around 95% done with email builder. So we're going to be seeing that very soon inside your accounts. And activity logs and automations. This is kind of an ongoing process for quite a few weeks now. We're still cranking out the improvements, connections, and what needs to be read from what app and things like that. So that's a long task, but that's the most important task that I'm confident that we will do this year in terms of Groove Mail. If we do this, the future for Groove is much brighter. So I'm looking forward to have this done. And I believe that is it. Yeah, we had some extra triggers added this week for Groove Mail, or last week for Groove Mail, but that was a part of this automations task. We just kind of put out those triggers a little bit sooner than waiting for release of the whole thing. All right. So recently we also released this Closem integration, Closem.ai integration with for postal email. And this is very important because, as I mentioned in GroovePages, this is bringing the virtual into the physical world, and this is a very, very cool cool strategy for businesses like consulting, agencies, um, even cold outreach with postal email will be available now. Like somebody signed up to get your freebie, you can reach out to them through a postal mail, not postal email, but postal mail, because this is not non-intrusive but highly converting strategy now in the virtual world. If you would like to learn more about that, today actually we are having a webinar on that topic specifically. So I invite all of you to kind of join us and learn as much as you can of this integration. It says that one secret we use that increases our email response by 40%. Here you can increase your sales up to 10x by combining a few easy to use techniques. So this is a training on how to use this Closem integration with GrooveMail. What does it mean and what strategies you can use for this postal mail? So I highly encourage you to check it out. It's going to be, I believe, within an hour. Yeah, within just 1 hour from now, we're starting. You should have received emails already about that. If you're not registered, make sure you register here, but you should receive emails. Here we go. So I just received my reminder on here, Meet the Groove and Closem integration in here. So it's a webinar. You just need to click the join button and then you're in. All right, so that's basically a very quick walkthrough of everything that is happening in Groove for our Q&A 19. All right, I'm pretty confident that we can now go and answer the questions. There were a couple asked before we started in the Facebook group, so I'm going to start there. All right, let's go in and then see. When will Global Blogs be released? I showcased it now, how it's looking like. We are doing the final development and improvement on the couple of features that are related to Global Blogs. So once that is done, I will have more information, but we are looking into launching it definitely by mid this year. At this moment, that's the target. Not mid this year, mid this month. So mid-May. When will Mike make announcement on the affiliate program going forward? So this is not something that we will probably make an announcement on until we have a full-on pricing out there for everyone. But if you go to groovejv.com, you will be able to watch this video. And this video is already showing the updated numbers. So let's just start the video. I'm going to just very quickly mute and go somewhere here in the 5-minute mark. All right, so this is 508, 5 something. It's talking about the different pricing that we will have and the different affiliate tiers that we will have. So I'm now at 521. Here you can see that we will have Pro, Premium, Startup, Creator, and Free. So free is the same as we have 20% commission on tier 1 only, no tier 2 commissions. We'll have a startup plan and a creator plan. There are minor differences in them, but they will offer 30% commissions on tier 1 only. And then lifetime members are staying the same as they signed up on, but the new pro and premium members will be having double commissions on free members at 40% tier 1 and 10% tier 2. So basically the pro and premium members are going to get the same commissions as every lifetime member has. Paid lifetime member, not free lifetime members. So that's the setup that we have right now. It's already available in this video. Not a lot of change in the video, just this couple of things in terms of the math, and also in terms of the affiliate commissions. That's basically it. So each referral on average is going to result in $100 commission every month. This stacks up to an average of $1,200 every year, and things like that. So we did the math on here with the newest updated pricing plans that we have. All right, but we are working on a, let me show you here. I'm not going to leave it on screen for a very long time. This is just really quickly going to show that show some of the plans that we're working on. This is still being reviewed, but this is a pricing matrix that we are working on. There are still some things that we need to kind of figure out, but we will have, as I mentioned, free startup creator, pro, premium, premium plus. So there is going to be a couple of different things that one gets and the other doesn't get, and things like that. So that's what we are putting in a more understandable page where we'll be updating our website. Once that is out, then we're going to be doing a full announcement on everything. But what our focus is in terms of the pricing and in terms of the pricing and this pricing matrix that we created, is what we want to do is offer great value for the people that either you invite in as an affiliate or that just find us online, but also make sure that we get well compensated for that, and also our affiliates get well compensated for that. So that's what we were working on. That's why we were kind of it took us until May to find the best combination of how to do proper SaaS company pricing with funnels and with our kind of powerful affiliate program, so everybody wins in one way or another. So that's what we are still working on. All right, let's move back to our Facebook. Oops, wrong camera, David. And here we are. Any update in GroovePay? Is there a future plan for GroovePay to be made available to more countries such as Philippines? Yes, so GroovePay had some changes. Some of you that are using it, you received updates on that one, but there are future plans to go more international, but at this moment we do not have more information on which countries exactly. Is there a way to auto tag members who were manually added to a membership inside GrooveMembers dashboard? If you manually added members, there is no way to tag them currently. With our what's it called? With our activity log that is being developed for Groove Mail, this activity log will be marking each and every member's journey. So you'll be able to trigger different tags, trigger different actions based on the things that happen for that member. Will there be a feature in GrooveWebinar where a video is being played while users are waiting for the webinar to start instead of just playing countdown? Actually, yes. The current Groove Mail email builder that is being worked on, the rich email builder where you will be able to put in images and videos and things like that within the emails, we are going to be repurposing that to create a lobby builder for GrooveWebinar. GrooveWebinar has a lot of cool functionalities, but adding in GroovePages specifically for GrooveWebinar is just a huge task. But what we have currently with our new email builder in GrooveMail is that it's going to be a mini builder that we can use in places like the GrooveWebinar lobby page, for example. So lobby page is something that your users see while they're waiting for you to kind of start the webinar or something like that. So we will have a lobby builder, and I do not know the timeline for that one, but it's going to be, yeah, there's Facebook bugging out again. It's going to be most probably this year. I cannot tell you any more information on when exactly, but we will have a lobby builder, and that's what you're looking for. Ismail is here. Is there any update on portal feature availability? This is going to be most probably Q2. That's the latest news I got. I do not have a better estimate to give you. I do not know when, but this is already on the timeline. Any TA on the rich email builder? Yes, it's being worked on. May we know which HTML builder team is using for creating these emails we are receiving? We are using our own Groove Mail builder. Is this a secret sauce? No, it's not. You're going to use the same one most probably in the future. That's our own Groove Mail rich email builder that we are using. All right, Chase, is there a way to set up a paywall for GroovePages? I want to lock some content, but don't necessarily want to create an entire membership or login. I want the customer access to some pages for free, then they can access additional pages for a fee. Is there currently possible or planned in the future? So a lock for pages is something that we have discussed, but that's something that we may not do yet. Because we have GrooveMember. I understand that you mentioned you don't want that, but at this moment, locking a page is basically requiring a database where we will send the information from the user, like a password or an email and a password or something, so that you can get access to them. So currently GroovePages is a static page builder. That means that there is no database or nothing that pulls information from the database. So currently, we do not have plans for it. We do have a lot of requests for that functionality, and I can see how it can come in handy, but at this moment, it is not our priority. We do have it on the feedback portal, so we'll just keep it in mind for the future. If we use GrooveVideo to host our YouTube videos, we still get the views accounted on YouTube? No. So the YouTube video player is the one that is counting the views and not the video file itself. It's an MP4 file, but that is not the one that is counting how many people are viewing it, but the actual video player. So in case you change the YouTube video file, the source file, to be played not on the YouTube player but on GrooveVideo player, then GrooveVideo is going to be doing the counting and the functionalities that we will offer. You'll be using those. So basically, answer is no, because it's the player that is having the extra functionalities and not the video itself. Okay, hey cool Dave Levin. When we customize our membership at Groovey, how do we get that to be applied to all courses? Right now it looks okay in the Groovey team, but the courses are still looking like original Groovey that we modified. I'm not able to answer this one right now because I haven't seen this issue yet. So please, it seems like a bug, a possible bug, or something that is not set up well. So please, if you could just reach out to our support team, they could look into it and then get the devs to act if this is something related to the devs. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer this question for you. I don't know if it's already happened, but was there a video meeting, the updates regarding JV partners, affiliates, and the new pricing? I didn't see any since lifetime ended. Yes, I talked about that just earlier today. Just watch the video on Groove affiliate if you want the newest updated information. We did not do any kind of public announcement because our pricing plans are still they still need to be confirmed, and they still need to be put on to our main website. Then it's going to be official. Until then, it's not. For the Facebook event manager, yeah, I checked that one. I'm still waiting for the answer. I was told that I'm going to get a video. I will need to follow up on that one. I do not have the information on how to do it, but I got information that your video, Andrew, what you showed, that is not the API. So what you were trying to do specifically for tracking different events, that was done with a pixel, and that's not including the API. So I asked them I asked them to give me more feedback on how to do it, but I don't think they recorded that video yet. They didn't reach out back to me yet, so I'll just double check. Question: Hello Groove Whisperer, can you give us an idea on if the video library in GroovePages is scheduled to be improved? Yes, to also allow selecting image from categories as well as URL. Okay, so you're talking about the video library, and now you're talking about images. So image library and the video library is completely separate thing. We have planned this year to include a new a new image library. But that's not the same as the video library, as well as URL, like a link to MS365 1 terabyte cloud, in addition to making just selection just from our computer or your graphic link. The third option would be useful. So I do not know what all functionalities we will have with our new image library. I think we will have just a URL to kind of take an image URL from the internet and just use that one. That's not the best suggested method, because we have a couple of customers that reached out to support that they use their own hosting on WordPress, and they use the images from that hosting as how do I say, they just linked it in as an embed in Groove blog posts, and they cannot see those images anymore because their hosting expired. So I do not suggest using external links for your images, because something could happen, so those could be deleted and things like that. So you would need to kind of re-upload, embed or reattach the images on the pages and the membership site or the blog that you added them. If you do it through our library, you can just update them. So you can click on the image and then just update them. So it's not going to be deleted then re-imported. You can just be updated very easily. Yeah, but we are planning a new library for this year in terms of the image library. We are also looking into options on how to integrate the GrooveKart image library to use the same library as the rest of the Groove apps, because currently they are separate. GrooveKart has a lot of extra functionalities that need to be there. Like, for example, each product has its own images, and it kind of gets categorized differently in that image library that GrooveKart uses. So we are looking into kind of merging the two so that we only have one image library. So when we improve it, or when we integrate a new one, when we build a new image library, then it's going to be kind of unified all over Groove. All right, so I believe that is all the questions from this post. Hopefully you got your questions answered there, but let's just see the questions on here. All right, before we even started, we already got a question here from JC. Will there be a feature to delete multiple files inside GrooveMember? If you're talking about file management, we have gotten requests to do bulk management of files. Same as like file folders or filtering or categorization of files. That's something that we have on the we have in the back. How do I say? We have on a list to do for the future, but it's not the top priority right now. All right, let's just see. Okay. On my GrooveSell embedded checkout form, customers have to click the submit button 3 times before it registers. Do you know why that is? I do not know. Could be some Chrome extension, but reach out to our support team so they could look into it. Please record a short video of what is happening. Give them the site ID of the page where you embedded that. checkout form, and also give them the product funnel, or sorry, the checkout form ID. So they need a checkout form ID, the link that you get, or maybe even the embed code. Just give them the embed code, they will get it from there. So they'll need to look into what is causing this one, so they can look into it. So please give them as much information that you can. If this is happening, it may be because of something in regards to GrooveSell, but it may be also some external issue, like a Chrome extension or something else. Right. When will you take off the country and state option for free products on GrooveSell? You can actually take them off right now yourself. Just when you're creating your checkout options, your checkout form, you can do that. We will probably not take it off for all checkouts by default, because not everybody is selling free products. All right. So when you go into GrooveSell tools, checkout forms and links, you can turn it off yourself. So let's see if I have a product that is free. Oops. All right, so price points. Let's see if I have anything for free here. No, I don't have. So I'm just going to go back in here, GrooveSell, and I'm going to create a new price point for this product that is free. This and this, and one time, which is $0. All right, save. Now we have to here, go to contents, thank you page, and I just want to use the same. All right, now that I have this one, I can go back in here. Okay, so now I have this, and if I come to the price points, I should have, wasn't this the same product? Pumpkin spice latte. Pumpkin spice latte. Let's create a new one. All right, so let's just do free signups. So if you have a $0 product, you want to create a checkout specifically for that $0 product, then you can do a free sign up on here, and one-step checkout just for, okay, here we have a free, and you can decide if you want to show or hide the price confirmation on the first step or not. So here we have a price confirmation, and here we do not have. All right, so you can decide if you want to have this and then email billing payment finish, or you just want to have contact billing payment finish. So this is an extra step that you can do. But here in the skip billing address, you have this option here. Let me just go back. Yes, allow affiliates to earn commission on each sale. That's not okay. Here, skip legal and skip address info. So you can decide if you want to have these or not. Yes, allow to earn commission on each sale. All right, so this is also in case you have an affiliate program turned on, and I do have on this product. You can turn on the tracking for free products as well. This is this toggle, and then you can skip the legal terms of service and also the address details. So once you've done that, you will get a link that looks like this. So if the product is free, of course, so it's going to look like this. If you are embedding it, it will skip this. So it's not going to show the actual details. But as you can see, we now have first name, last name, email. And let's just use this, for example, get free access. All right, I may have set up something differently. And that's it. So we have skipped over everything that wasn't needed because of this option here. I think I actually had the same happen to me, that I need to click multiple times. Let me just do that one more time. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 clicks. Okay, this is something that is happening now on all accounts. I thought that this is only isolated scenario, but I'm going to just send this over to the devs immediately just to look into it. Maybe this is I still think that it may be due to a new update that went live in terms of something, and then it is caused by a Chrome extension. Not sure. It needs to be tested also on mobile phone. That will let us know what's the story. Oops, wrong camera. Let's move back to the questions. All right. In GrooveMember, it only shows members that are registered with the old GrooveMember 1.0 courses, not in my course. Not my course is created in 2.0. Is that something that everybody is experiencing? There's 2 ways to handle members in GrooveMember currently. The first one, if you go into Groove Members, in the sidebar, you will see Members tab. So this Members is for the version 1 memberships. All right, so if you go here to Members and you filter the members by a certain date, all right, it's going to show the members that were joined in the first version of GrooveMember. And that is because the new version of GrooveMember will have members inside the membership. So it's going to be over here. So managing the members of the version 2 is done within the membership, not globally. All right. So this is where you can see the members for that particular membership. I do not have members on this membership currently, so I cannot see them, but this is where you see them. If you move back, this is for version 1, and this is going to be removed real soon when we kind of just remove version 1. But yeah, now you go into your own membership, and this is where you manage your members. I would love to see a search box when you click on the elements. If I know I want a button, I can just type in button and that will bring it up. That's not something that we will do because we are doing a rich elements library. You will have your own saved buttons, and you will also see the designers buttons, so that we pre-design, I believe, 10, 20 buttons. So which button you're looking for. We will not be doing a search. We will be doing a tabular menu of elements because searching is not working when you have a lot of different things in the same category with the same name. So that's what we decided we will do. In other platforms where they don't do these pre-designed elements, they don't offer it in the elements library. It makes sense. Like if you want to do, for example, if you go into Element, or if you go to Thrive Architect, or if you go into Breezy, for example, they are, I believe, offer all of them. I believe offer search because they do not offer designed elements inside the elements library, and that's the only difference why we want to do a search. Will you be adding in global elements as well? That is not something that we want to do right now. How would you use global elements? Like buttons cannot be global elements. Maybe countdown timers can be, but this is something that you can kind of clone. And then just, I mean, it's 2 clicks for setting it up again on a different time or on the same time. So I don't think that we will have global elements. We will have your saved elements, so you can just save your element. Like you set up a countdown timer, you'll be able to save it and reuse it on a different place. So it kind of acts as a global element, but it's not the same as the global blocks, because if you have a block, like a pricing structure that has a lot of different elements inside that block, so that's a hassle to change. One element is not that bad, I believe. We may do it in the future, but I don't see that happening right now while we are adding in the save elements option. Hi David, it's been a while. How are you? I have a question in regard to Groove Pages 2.0. Will empty block section would be removed? Empty block section would be removed. I don't understand this question. Will the empty blocks section be removed? You mean the wireframe blocks? We will not remove that. It's still going to be there. And is there any update on global navigation bar? I just talked about that today multiple times. How to get two courses open now? I don't understand this question, Michael. If you could explain it a little bit better, that would be great. Russ, hi David. When I use embed code for a form in GroovePages, the form takes about 10 seconds to load. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know what kind of form you're using. I don't know what you have on your page. I don't know why. What else could cause that 10 seconds to load? Maybe there's a lot of content in that form. Maybe there's multi-step form like a quiz or something. I don't know. Please reach out to our support team so they could look into it for you. Next to the webinar, will there be also something like Zoom? I'm not sure if I got that right. We will have Groove Conference. This is going to allow you to talk to one or more people at the same time. It's going to be something like Zoom, but it's not going to be kind of a direct copy for it. We will have conversational platform that you can kind of talk to other people through camera and share your screen and things like that. So that's going to be Groove Conference. How do I delete everything in my Groove account and start over clean? Click the delete button for your sites, remove your memberships. There's nothing that you could do really to kind of reset everything to factory settings. That's not like a mobile phone operating system. I do not know what you have in your account, but I think that if you want to start clean, maybe just kind of delete your sites, delete your product funnels, and then start over. I don't even know why you wouldn't want to delete everything. Like delete button is your friend. Which quarter will quizzes come? I do not have information on that one. I thought that it's going to start with a heavy development in April, but we still didn't do all of the things that we wanted with GrooveMember. So we have the Groove survey team and the Groove quiz and Groove survey. It's kind of the same platform, really. Their devs, or the devs for Groove survey and Groove quiz, are working on GrooveMember as well. So we want to have GrooveMember version 2 live and well and functioning before we actually separate the teams out so that they go their separate ways and develop Groove surveying quizzes. So at this moment, I do not have a clear date or an estimate of when that will come, but I can give you the best estimate that is going to be next year, that quizzes will be fully functional and available to everybody. That's not the best answer I can give, but that's the most safe answer I can give, so I don't piss off everybody here and doesn't turn out that I'm lying. So that's all I can say. How can I import my existing Kartra and ClickFunnels pages into Groove? You could go into our page importer and import the pages there. All right, let me just show you here. So inside GroovePages, we have a page importer where you take let's just see. Hold on. I got a couple of emails from people that use ClickFunnels, so I'm going to kind of show that one. Okay, so you can do that with a new site. Actually, you cannot. It's a page. It's starting a page. So you go into your site, you go open a new site, and when you go into pages here in this plus, you can have a URL importer. So if I take a ClickFunnels link and I don't own it, I can import the layout only. So we have worked a little bit on the page importer that it imports the actual content of the page. Okay, so it's working. Let's click add. It is still doing its thing. So here it is importing in the content, but it's not the best. All right, so it imports in the stuff, like you can start typing and you can kind of do things around, but I would highly suggest you to do the manual work. So over here you can see that it kind of does a good job. It kind of understands some of the links, but it still requires you to go in and then do some maintenance around it. So because we're still improving this one, I would suggest you to not use the importer. You could, but it will still take you time to kind of go in and then play around. So this is a container that should host a video. So you could play around with it like that, add a container, add your video in here and things like that. But I suggest you to build the sites from scratch, because it's not the best. If I click on something here, you can see that there's a lot of elements in the bottom here, so that you would need to go through in order to kind of make sense. So you could use it, but I do not suggest you do. We are working on an improvement that will make this much smoother, but until that is out, I suggest rebuilding. Right. Bought this in lifetime platinum med. Find it to be disjointed and poorly explained with few directions to get started. Way too complicated. It's complicated if you don't start using it properly. If you go in and then play around, it's like any other platform that you will find. We have a lot of different things, so that makes it a little bit overwhelming for some people, but it's definitely easier to use one platform than use multiple different platforms where you need to use where you need to learn all of their user interfaces. You need to know how to connect it all together, and this is why Groove just makes sense. It's all within one dashboard. You literally don't have to log out from it or just kind of leave the dashboard if you want to do something else. So that's what we're trying to do. We try to do the most powerful system. It's definitely not the most powerful yet. We are getting there, but I believe when you're looking for directions, you need to start slow. Start with one simple thing that you want to achieve. Like, just go into the page builder and learn what it does and how you could use it. That's the first thing. There's more than enough trainings available on YouTube, in our Facebook group. There's a lot of different content creators that are teaching Groove as well, not only me. So if you cannot start with any of those instructions, then unfortunately I do not have any suggestions for you. You will need to put in a little bit of time to learn a new tool, and then you'll be able to use it properly and have success with it. That's just how learning works. You cannot even ride a bike without learning how to ride it. So unfortunately, nothing that I can do. There is a lot of training out there. If you want to learn how to use, for example, the page builder, just look into how to use GroovePages or GroovePages training or something. Or if you want to create a blog, then type in GrooveBlog training or GrooveBlog tutorial or something like that. You will be able to learn it very easily if you just put your mind to it, if you just put in a little bit of time, as with anything else. learning cooking, cleaning, doing anything on the computer, literally driving a bike, or riding a bike, driving a car, everything requires learning, but that means investing a little bit of time to do it. In GrooveVideo, is there a way to replace a video without having to create a new video? I know I can do this in Vimeo, and it is really helpful. Keep us from having to update pages as well. Yes, you can. You go into GrooveVideo. All right. So let's just take a video from my library. All right. So let's just take this one, for example. And here is the video, but you have a change button here on the side. So if you go and change, you can put in a your own video or YouTube or an MP4 link here. So this is going to allow you to not need to change the embeds on your pages and everywhere, not need to change the settings, but just either update the video or change it. So that's pretty handy. All right, let's move on to the next one. Will this be included in our lifetime plan or another upsell? What are you talking about exactly? The features that I mentioned and what we are working on is all going to be included. We don't do upsell for the software itself. Like when we do an integration, like for example, Closem to send postal mail, that's an external connection that you will need to pay for in order to use. But if it is in Groove and if it is our own, you won't need to do any kind of extra payments because you have everything in there. All right, CL Haley, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Not easy platform to learn or use. Having spent $2,000 for something cannot use is very disappointing. This is not a platform fault. If you cannot learn how to do something or you don't want to, not sure which one it is, that's not the platform's fault. Like if you buy a $5,000 or $10,000 mastermind or coaching package and you don't do what they teach you there, it's going to be disappointing. If you buy a tool that can do all of this stuff but don't know how to use it, it is definitely disappointing. But it's not because of the tool itself. All right, you need to invest the time to do the necessary things to use that tool. So it's like buying a new car but then complaining that it just doesn't, it's not useful because you're not even driving it. That's just my suggestion. Go in there, spend a little bit of time, like, or get somebody to develop things for you or learn it yourself. Not sure which one you prefer, but the tool is a tool. It's not the thing that is going to save you in your struggles. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to put everything together. It's a tool like a hammer. You need to use that hammer to do something. You need to use Groove to create something that is going to get you to your end result. So that's basically it. When are quizzes coming? I actually answered that earlier. Is there something like Zoom coming? I actually answered that one as well. Okay. Is there a calendar program like Calendly for booking clients? We will have that, Vernon. That's going to be Groove Calendar. It's going to also most probably come in next year. I shouldn't have to hire one of the so-called expert to create something for myself via posting in the Facebook group. I do not have spent time to spend months learning your platform while running a business. I understand that there's just no way around that. If you buy any other platform that does similar things as Groove, you'll still need to learn it. For GrooveBlog, there was a talk of having a way to embed recent articles into a column of our blog in GroovePages. Any progress? That's, I believe, Q3 in GroovePages. That's RSS feed and a GrooveBlog element. We're still going to do it. There's no changes on that one, but it's going to come later on. should have known when the sales webinar for Groove weren't on your platform. We're still not using GrooveWebinar for our webinars. That's because we have an automated webinar platform only. We're working hard on developing our live webinar. We are using GoToWebinar currently, but that does not make any changes for you. That's just an excuse. So it's like I'm currently using other tools as well, not only Groove for my business, but it just doesn't make any relevant any relevancy if I'm not successful at my business. So all right. Any plans to add a URL shortener in Groove itself for an affiliate link? Seems that it could be easily done in Gmail, GPages, and would be extremely useful. My domain 12345. We are planning to add pretty links, not a URL shortener though. URL shorten is something much different than a pretty link. We will have pretty links. Like you connect your domain like scottnielsen.com, and then you'll be having scottnielsen.com /page something something. You'll be able to just say scottnielsen.com /sign up now. You'll be able to create these types of pretty links within your domains, and that's scheduled. I do not have a timeline, so we have it on the to-do list. Mike was actually the first one to create a pretty link technology for WordPress, and then we definitely want to have that inside our Groove platform as well. I hope you're well. Glad to catch you. You're finally live. Thank you very much. I am happy that you're here. Can you recommend how to automate termination of memberships? I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. If somebody, if you're running payments to GrooveSell and you're selling your membership through GrooveMember and GrooveSell, if you get a cancellation or a refund, and that was connected to fulfill the product in GrooveMember, then GrooveMember after 30 days is going to automatically get the user is going to get disabled in GrooveMember automatically. But there is no other way to automate the termination or disabling of members within GrooveMail other than through this GrooveSell connection. Is there going to be a way to hide modules, chapters, and lessons at different access levels? If so, is there an ETA? Yes, we will have that. I do not have an ETA. That's something that will probably come towards Q2 or maybe Q3 when we release the functionality to offer the upsell inside our access levels. Upgrade to a couple of weeks ago, we had the functionality where you have instant delivery or you can have locked with upsell. Yeah, that's the functionality. So in there, I mentioned that we will have another option called hide, so that you can hide that option if you don't want to have it shown. And that's still the plan. There is no changes on that one, but I do not have the exact timeline when that is going to happen, unfortunately. When will be possible images management, delete, categorization, and things like that? You can already delete your images. So let me just very quickly show you. You may not know it, but that is already possible. So let's just find an image. Here is an image, which is not the best. So let's just find another image here. All right, so I have an image here in the background. I selected the wrong element, but anyway, here is my image. I click on it and there is a delete button. So delete is already possible. So there's no need to wait for that one. But categorization and putting things in folders, that's going to come with our new image library. I talked about it earlier today. We will have an update to the image library, and that's going to allow most probably folders or just different categories for your images. Are there current courses to learn the platform? How can I find them? I understand you're working on some now. Yes, I'm working on some now. There were many before. There is many being released by by other content creators on YouTube as well. There is just the need to search for it. So you need to just find it. If you're interested in learning GrooveBlog, for example, just type in GrooveBlog, to YouTube. How to start a blog for free in 2021. How to start a blog with no experience using GrooveBlog. Here is James Jerningham. Here's Kevin Strite. Here's June Lowe. Here's UR Inc. Here's my video. So there's a lot of things that you can learn. There is a lot of training that is already available. GroovePages tutorial. GroovePages something. Complete beginner's guide to working with GroovePages. There's a lot of people training and teaching people how to use the platform. So the only thing you need to do is just search for it. Just follow any one of these trainings. You'll be good to go. If you're looking for something more specific, how to create a funnel in GroovePages, then search for that one. In case you want to learn how to create a website in GroovePages, just put that key phrase into Google or YouTube, and you'll find the training that you'll need to watch. I'm creating a new bunch of structured trainings and courses that is going to kind of lead you through all of this. But as I just showed you at the beginning of this video or of this live stream, we are currently doing a completely new GroovePages 2.0. So there will be new options. There will be options on different places. The buttons will be different. So there is going to be changes in the UI, but the functionality, the core functionality will mostly stay. So whenever you see something in a video that was done previously, it's the same functionality is available, but maybe the button is a little bit different that you need to click. So you can just follow the trainings. If you get stuck somewhere, you are not sure where it is, and if you don't like experimenting yourself, you can just always ask inside the Facebook community. I've designed a landing page. How do I screenshot it so that it looks eye-catchy to users? I usually just use any screenshot app, sometimes even the built-in Windows screenshot option. Oops, wrong button. For example, I have this page and I want to preview it or something. So I click on this eye icon, or I publish it out and then I screenshot it. But now this is my page in here, which I don't know why this. Okay, so this doesn't show because it is on delay. Let's just find something that is not on delay. All right. So here is my page right now. There are tools and Chrome extensions that you could use. I use this one called Nimbus Capture. There is also different ones like full page screenshot or something like that. What I do is I just screenshot the entire page, and it kind of goes through and does a screenshot of the whole page. And once it's done, it gives me the full image. All right, so it gives me this image. It is nicely done, and then I can save that on my device. So it is looking like that. All right, if you want to put it on a mock-up or something so that it looks good, I suggest using any platform that has mock-ups, like Canva, for example, has mock-ups, or I use this one, Pixellead. They have their own mock-up generator where you have a bunch of things that you can do, banners and all sorts of stuff. Cafe windows, there is these POS terminals and things like that. So a mock-up is an image that is kind of a placeholder. So let me just very quickly show you find a device like a computer, or here we go, a mobile phone. And if you want, you could populate your mobile phone screen here, or maybe just this one. So this is a mock-up, and what I'm doing here is editing the mock-up content for the screen, and I can now bring in my image and just resize it so that it kind of fits the screen. there's a lot of different mockups that you could use, mockup platforms, for example. There we go. So now if I say I'm done, then this kind of put the image in this image. All right, so it puts the image on top of the image, and that's basically it. Now I could save this one and say new template available, for example, new Groove Pages template available. Let's see, I think. All right, something like this. Now I could say text Groove coach. All right, let's do some funky looking pinkish color with some funky looking font. Text properties. Anyway, I'm going to just choose one. And there we go. I could put in some. Anyway, this is not not a design training. I could put in some background, kind of a blurry background section over here, just so that this stands out. But that's basically it. It's called mockup, and you can do mockups. You can have also type in mockup generator. Then you can find a lot of mockup generators online. Smart Mockups is one of them. They do some things for free, but they do some things paid, so that you can look into this one as well. All right, moving on. David, will you outsource a team to edit the screen tutorial on these live so that we can get a shortcut to helpful tutorials that you don't want to repeat over and over and again? That's what we did before, but the thing is that these videos are not searched. The issue is that even though I'm providing all of this content, the people will ask it again because people don't search for it. So we did this, we outsourced it, but we stopped doing it because it doesn't make sense to do this. We also had Searchy. Searchy is a platform where I upload this video and you can search inside the video. When we reached our almost I don't even know. We reached 500,000 users in Groove. We were getting 300 searches per month on Searchy, approximately, up and down per month. Like there were variances in months, but around 300 searches. We were paying for it with all of the content and all of the trainings that we provided. We had that one. We had done a lot of different ways of providing searchable content, but people don't use the search. People don't look for answers themselves, unfortunately. And that's why we do this again and again, and I answer these questions again and again. I'm kind of used to it by now because most of the times there are news, and most of the times I can get newer answers up. But we did that, it didn't work, people didn't look for the answers themselves, and unfortunately this is how we are doing it right now. Are there any step-by-step trainings for me to get the GrooveKart store set up and running? Your own product, not print on demand. I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out how to do my store with my own products. Susie, I believe you don't need a step-by-step training for a store setup. You may have a couple of questions. You are saying you are stuck in, you're having trouble figuring out how to do your store. There may be certain questions. It cannot be that you need a whole training that will guide you through. You probably know how to set up a store. If you don't, there are many trainings on YouTube that you can watch. There's a training I did on one product setup. There is a lot of trainings we did on external products like print on demand and dropshipping, but the same things apply. It's just that you won't do the product from an external server, but you will upload the images yourself. You will upload the description and the title of the product yourself, and that's basically populate the stock options to know how many there are still available. So that's something that may not be exactly in that scenario, But GrooveKart in itself is a platform that does the same things again and again with slight differences. What you need is set up the basics of your store, like the store information, uh, the legal pages, some logo and contact information, and that's payment gateways, for example, and that's kind of the basic setup. Second setup is you need to design your pages, how they will look like. You will need to put on your a contact form. You will need to put on your logo and the different descriptions of your product, and then you put on your product. And that's basically a general overview of how a GrooveKart store is set up, with different variances on like different products may need different layout. So then you design a new layout, but you probably don't need a full step-by-step training, which is available. Just search for it on YouTube, but you will probably just need some guidance along the way, but you can get that inside our Facebook group. So in case you're stuck with something specific, please ask it in the Facebook group and we'll be able to guide you onwards. How can I automate the membership termination notification? I don't know what you mean by membership termination notification. We do not have a system email that comes out where it says your account has been disabled. So you could write a manual one until we add on the notifications settings. Earlier today, when I was talking about GrooveSell, I mentioned that we are building in a system notification management, where you will be able to write those system emails that get sent out, so that it looks like your own words, your own branding, your own email address is going to be sending those emails. That is starting to happen for GrooveSell first, second for GrooveMember, and then for the other products as well. Until we have that, you will need to let the users know yourself if you want to send a notification email. I felt the same way and didn't see the value of Groove last year, but I do now. I freaking love Groove. It holds my whole business. There you go, Susie. Perfect. One step at a time. WordPress is 100 times harder, and I agree with this one 100%. Try to do anything with WordPress without the plugin. And if you don't update that plugin, you're basically not only vulnerable to hackers, but you're in a mess. You cannot use it anymore. It's like an outdated iOS system. My dad has an iPad that has iOS 10 on it. He cannot install any new apps because they require iOS 13, I believe is the newest one, and he cannot update his iPad to iOS 13 because his iPad is saying that he has the newest update on it. So it's like you're stuck. So you don't get stuck with Groove as you're with WordPress. We do all of the updates in the backend. We refresh and we bring in the new functionalities while you're sleeping, basically. David, would you let people share their Groove account on lives so we all get a live tutorial and case study? I think a lot of people are asking for you for help, but you would need to see their screens. I don't think that it is good for me to go in this case. In some cases, users are asking me for things that may be bugs that may need to have more investigations from the devs that I don't usually do. If there is something that I help with, then I show it on my screen. If there's something I could help with, like if this is strategy or do we have this or how to do this, I can show it. But in certain cases, users are reporting also something that may be a bug that may be only happening on their screen, but I cannot do anything about that. I will need to refer them to support anyways. So I don't see the need to actually get people on to share their screens. If this is the case, I will probably not do that. It's a Q&A. I try to answer as many questions as I possibly can in the shortest amount of time, and that's why I do these Q&As. In certain cases where there's an issue, when there's something strange happening, that requires an in-depth look by the support team. You have to watch the training videos and watch the weekly lives too. That's how I learned Groove funnel pages. There you go. Groove is by far the easiest platform that I have used for marketing and the most robust, way better and easier than Kartra or ClickFunnels. There you go. There are different people with different opinions. The most intuitive platform in terms of page building I have used is Breezy Builder. Breezy.io or breezy dot something. Anyway, doesn't matter. But the platform that I hate the most in terms of unpracticality is also Breezy, because it may be intuitive, but it just does not have the functionalities that I need. They put in things in a wrong order. They make it they make everything drag and drop and like done with a mouse, when you just need a little bit more specificity. And I think that this is what GroovePages is good at. It may not be the most intuitive and the easiest to start with, and the visually most appealing. We are working towards that, but I do not think that in terms of functionality anyone can say that GroovePages or any of the platforms that we developed don't have what it takes to be kind of a powerful platform. We are constantly developing it, and we know we are just on the start of our journey. But I think that where we are is a very good place. What's the most up-to-date training video for GrooveMail, and does it have a test feature to send out test email? Yes, you have test feature. If you're sending broadcast, if you're sending sequences, we have tests. Training videos, I would suggest you to watch, just go onto YouTube and just search for GrooveMail. Not sure what you're exactly looking for. You asked the same question 2 times, Yoshi. But go onto YouTube and just search for the videos that have GrooveMail in title with the date filter turned on. All right, David, what's the timeline for adding comments in GrooveMember platform? This is vitally important to teach students. We have that in our to-do list. We will do that for GrooveMember version 2 after the progress bar. So the progress bar is more vital than comments, because progress bar is going to allow automations and triggers and tagging and different things. Comments are good to have, and you can include already comment section by just embedding it. Like there are things either from Facebook, or there are things like discuss comment embed widget that you can put on your membership. That's going to stay there. It's basically an embed. You put it there, and it's there for your posts and lessons and things like that. So there's a workaround on that one. But what we are working towards is the core functionalities that are absolutely needed in terms of not only automating stuff and making GrooveMember an automated platform that thinks. Like if somebody clicks or if somebody watches a video until a certain percentage, the lesson will be marked as complete, so that you can trigger different emails that get sent out. Thanks for watching the lesson. Here's the task for today, or something like that. So the progress bar is the first thing that comes. We have the comment option also on the timeline, but it's not a high priority at this moment because there are workarounds. No upsells on Groove software, but how about software under Groove name like Groove Quiz and Groove Phone? We don't have Groove Phone. We don't plan to have Groove Phone. Not sure about that, but we have Groove Quiz. And if you are a lifetime member, or if you are on a monthly plan, you will have access to all of the softwares that we developed, except the services. There is also Groove Copy Pro, which is not our platform. This is a Copy Pro platform, but since we are in a partnership with Copy Pro, we use it ourselves. So we suggested for you to use it as well. That's under a Groove name because we kind of white label it, but it's not our platform. So that does not get included in the package. But there are services like Groove Ads, Groove Solos. Basically, this is for solo advertising. What else? There's a couple more. GroovePay. GroovePay is also a service. These are all services, so these are not a software that we develop, so these are not included in the software package. David, I have not found any videos on troubleshooting SMTP setup. Okay, I don't understand the question here. If you have trouble with anything on SMTP, reach out to our support. I do not know what your issue is or anything. There weren't any troubleshooting videos because when we are doing the videos, we show you how to do it. So that's the reason why there are no videos. When is a live streaming feature launching in Groove? After the GrooveWebinar Live. I will have more information when GrooveWebinar Live comes on live. Until then, we're working on the development on it, but I do not have a timeline on it, unfortunately. Do you know when Groove SMTP goes live? Peter, Groove SMTP is live already. If you haven't seen my post, I believe a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I did a short post inside a Facebook group where I mentioned that it's getting rolled out. We have already rolled it out to everybody that joined before 2020. We are rolling it out to 150 to 200 people per day. And a bunch of people, like a couple thousand people already are using Groove SMTP on their platforms or for their emails. So it's coming for you as well. It's coming for everybody on the paid accounts. So that's all I can say. It's getting slowly rolled out because we are controlling how the sending goes out, who is sending, how it is sending, and we are monitoring the deliverability. And only because we want to have the best deliverability, that's why we are rolling it out slowly to everybody. When you do non-Groove tutorials, it would be good if you edited them and post them to a new David Lemon's YouTube channel or rebuild the tutorials to be linked to Groove. When you do non-Groove tutorial, it would be good if you edited them and post them to new David Lemon YouTube channel or rebuild the tutorials to be linked to Groove. Not sure what you mean with this. I rarely do tutorials that are not related to Groove because I basically am in Groove all day. I probably have now 5 different Groove tabs and Groove windows open because one is a test server, one is a pre-production server, one is a client's or a VIP's account, one is my account, one is so I have a lot of things, and most of the time I'm in Groove. I rarely do any Groove tutorials, anything else except Groove tutorials. So I'm not quite sure what you mean, but yeah. All right, I think I managed to answer all the questions in here. So yeah, we have started just a couple minutes ago. Just a couple of minutes ago, we started our webinar for the new functionality for sending physical postal mail. If I mentioned it earlier, but if you haven't registered yet, make sure you go into our Facebook group, find this post. It's a pinned post at the top of the group, and it says, meet the Groove and Closem integration, the perfect combination to grow your business. We are introducing the way to integrate Groove with this platform to send out postal mail, which is a physical mail that gets delivered into somebody's postal box and their home. They get a physical paper, either postcard or letter, and it's a huge thing. Active Campaign doesn't do it. Aweber doesn't do it. Nobody does it. At this moment, I don't know of an email service that does it except Closem and now Groove. So make sure you watch this webinar. It's really good. If you don't manage to join today, there will be a replay sent out. There will also be a replay link in the comments in here. So there is no need to ask, will there be a replay? We always have a replay. So watch out for your emails in case you don't manage to be on there live. I suggest you are always there live because it is always better to kind of follow it as it goes. Replays are very unlikely to be missed if if you missed the live as well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Hopefully you are happy with my answers. I know that I cannot give you 100% certain answer in terms of dates, in terms of certain bugs that happen. I cannot know all of the stuff, but I'm trying my best. So I hope you appreciate that. If you have any other questions, if this is a technical question, you may have found something that doesn't work as it should, reach out to our support team. If you would need some guidance, if you are stuck somewhere, you need troubleshooting suggestions or recommendations, we have our very active Groove community that always looks after of other members. I'm there in as well, so you have support there as well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully see you on the next one next Wednesday, and in the meantime, I wish you a pleasant rest of the week, beautiful weekend, and talk to you next week. Bye for now.